back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. This is for educational purpose only. This is the case of Jay Slater. This picture was shown to us by Wax Unfiltered. Please like, share and subscribe to him. He's been doing an excellent job on this case. Wax Unfiltered discussed about Brad issues. What I'm more interested and focused in is Brad's face. As a mental health counselor, I always like studying background, watching people's faces, reading into the eyes, if you can see the eyes, or looking into the eyes, basically. The first thing I came actually across is the circles, the black circles around Jay, his friend Brady, his eyes. Pay attention to both his eyes, his nose, his mouth even. I wonder when this picture was taken. I wonder if Brad was in a fight that night. We saw some commotion at the beach. Allegedly, if that video is true and genuine. Jay's father and brother, Zach, took a video clip that they released on TikTok yesterday, I believe. And this was one of the pictures that were actually in Jay's father's video. Why is Jay, his friend Brad, injured so badly? Was he in a fight? Could he have been involved in Jay's disappearance? Allegedly. The reason I say that is it's never sat right to me that it took Brad 11 days to come and explain to mainstream news, media and the world when he saw Jay last and when he spoke to him last. What is strange is he hardly showed any empathy, any emotions. He looked like he was recovering from a black eye. There's a lot of speculation about that in the beginning, but you have to remember 11 days has passed. The body has a powerful way to heal itself. He looks confused. He looks like he's thinking. Why is he sitting out in the heat? And what is up with the bruises? This is how it looks from far. And you can see it from far that he's badly injured. Looks like somebody mashed him up. And this couldn't have been just a single blow, a single punch. This was literally a couple of blows went on his face, his nose, his lips. His lips look a bit swollen too, because Brad has thin lips. Now my question is, where was Brad that night? Did he go to Moscow too? Did anyone ever go to Moscow? How could these people have been ruled out so quickly with pictures like that surfacing around social media? And then later on, when we try to spread awareness and try to investigate what could have happened, social media gets the heat. This picture is from Brad, his friend Jay. Obviously, Jay's father and brother Zach is TikTok. I repeat again, this is from Jay's father's TikTok. He put in that clip, and the picture is under fair use purpose. So the father put it on, and this is what I came across. This opens a whole can of worms. Was Brad lying? Is that why he took 11 days? 11 days, not 11 hours. 11 days to come and see the press. He's not only Jay's friend, he's actually a witness because he spoke to him last. Is that why Jay never made it home? Possibly. Is it because Brad had other plans? Allegedly to injure or to fight? Was it Brad that actually made it to Mascot with Lucy and not Jay? Could they have deleted Jay at the beach and taken him somewhere else? Maybe allegedly stored him in a freezer or something, and then brought him back and put him underneath the ravine? Or in fact, furthermore, maybe they tossed him over the mountain so that he could have broken bones, because an autopsy would have been done. We are talking about crime organizations, trigger warning. There's no mercy in that game. Where was Brad that night? Where was Lucy? I would advise all my viewers to go into the first picture, the small picture of Brad, zoom in, and you will see what I see. And this couldn't be a fake picture because Jay's father recorded this picture. And in a small glimpse, you see Brad sitting there. He looks confused. In my opinion, it looks like he messed up. I'm not saying he did anything to Jay, but I'm definitely saying that he was in a fight that night. But the question is, who was he in a fight with? Because apparently it was only Jay that was missing. Is it possible that Lucy got injured or got a punch on her face while she was trying to intervene in the fight? The reason I said that is Lucy has never shown us her face in the interview. But I'm sure the reporter would have informed the police about that. Maybe she just put on too much makeup. You wouldn't know. I find it strange that two of Jay's best friends who spoke to him last, who saw him last, took 11 days to come up to the interview, and you're smiling and grinning about it. You didn't show much empathy. And then you have Lucy, on the other hand, who's part of the cover-up, I believe, allegedly, in my opinion, because she keeps on changing her story. Poor Jay. He didn't deserve this. He trusted these people. He considered them friends. This was his first ever vacation out of the country without his family. I'm sure Lucy promised him heaven and back. She must have told him that there's plenty of festivals and events we can go to. The more you zoom into the picture, the more blurry it gets. But honestly, it's not hard to see what I see. You see two black eyes. His left eye is very injured. There's a cut on his nose near his eye on the left side. Looks like he has injuries on his nose too, or scars. Where was Brad? And what happened, Brad? Were you working with Tom Hilton allegedly? Was this some kind of retaliation? Because you are Facebook friends with him. Why would you be Facebook friends with Jay and Jay's enemy? I wonder who Afiria was working with. Was it Ayub and Rocky? Allegedly. Was it Lucy and Brad? Because Lucy has contacts. She has a family living in Tenerife. Was this the best place to do the cover-up? Isolated, abandoned area, like Lucy told the news. When she called 911, she said, it's an abandoned area far away. Up in the mountains. Jay is very streetwise, and he's no mug, says his stepfather. Speaking from Oswald Twistle, Lancashire. Andy Watson told Lancashire, so we're told, Lank's life. But if it was dark and he had no touch on his phone, he could have gone the wrong way and became more lost than he was. But then the question is, was it actually dark? Because the picture that allegedly Jay took in front of the Airbnb on top of the steps with a cigarette in his hand seemed to be daylight. It seemed to be daylight. It wasn't dark. Yet we have Ayub saying that me and Lucy and Rocky and one of my other mates were yelling out at night. We went to the mountainside and we were yelling, J, J. So was it night when Jay went missing? Or was it a daytime he went missing? I always had that feeling that Brad's mother was there not only to give Jay's mother emotional support, but it seems like she was there to find out what she's going to say and try to maybe give her a nudge not to say certain things. If her son is involved, allegedly, with all those scars on his face and all the lies he and Lucy has been telling, she's obviously going to try and defend her son. Is that the reason she traveled all the way from Lancashire? Because it doesn't seem like Brad and Jay knew each other many years. Was she running the narrative from the sun, from the Facebook, deleting people's messages? Obviously, Brad must have told his mom, Mom, please come. Please come as soon as possible. Something's up before they start blaming me. And she must have said, don't talk over the phone. I'll be there immediately. Don't talk to the police till I come. Don't talk to anyone. And then she must have allegedly started making her own Facebook, trying to change the narrative, knowing that her son could be involved. This is all speculation, and this is my opinion only. Could Brad and Lucy and Brandon have gotten Jay wasted, got him really intoxicated and on pills, so that it would have been easier for them to trap him? to maybe kidnap him, commit foul play. But they could have done it in such a perfect way, because Tenerife, the mountains, the heat, allegedly, what a perfect alibi. Jay was disorientated, he was thirsty, he got his leg cut by a cactus, he fell in a ditch. And they knew exactly, allegedly, where they hid Jay. So I don't believe Jay was in the mountain for the 29 days. I believe he was put back there, if this was a cover-up, which it sounds like it's a cover-up. This young man deserves justice. And I do not personally trust Tom Hilton. If he was in Malta with Lucy May a month before Jay's disappearance, then Houston, we got a problem. Why did the Spanish police refuse Lancashire police, the British police, to come in and help them? I do understand it's their country. It's something to do about pride too. They want to solve their own cases. But is it because Tenerife is corrupted? The police, most of them are in corruption. So they don't want, if that is the case, they don't want the UK police on their case. But I believe these people in Lancashire brought their retaliation and their revenge case to Tenerife. And it'll be a shame if they get away with it. This is what Brad looked days after Jay was reported missing. I believe Brad waited for the injuries to heal, but you can see on his right eye that it's still healing. So he decided to come 11 days later to casually mention that he was one of the last people to talk to Jay, and Jay was slipping off the road. You could hear the rocks and sticks and all that. He and Lucy knew exactly what was up. And Brandon. He never looked genuine in his interview, in my opinion. This case needs to be investigated. Why did you have injuries, Brad? Where were you that night after the festival? Were you on the beach? Did you go to Masca? Were you standing on the steps in front of Masca? Why didn't you just go and pick up G? Make it make sense. And you're Facebook friends with Tom Hilton. Very questionable. Bunch of red flags, in my opinion.
In Masca. As the search entered its sixth day, Jay's mum, Debbie Duncan, revealed a witness went to cops and claimed to have seen the team sitting on a bench 3.5 miles away. She has vowed to stay on the island for as long as it takes until Jay is found. The sighting was, however, not yet officially confirmed. Jay was last seen walking up a path after asking a local woman about a bus back to his accommodation an 11-hour trek away. Moments before the interaction, Jay left two pals who he met at the NRG Dance Music Festival at their small Airbnb cottage. The search for Jay continues.
There were both tears and laughter here in Lancashire this morning as hundreds gathered to celebrate Jay Slater's life. The 19-year-old tragically fell to his death in Tenerife while on holiday on June 17th. This morning, hundreds of Jay's family and friends wore blue as they gathered at Accrington Cemetery for the teenager's funeral. Jay's brother Zach helped carry the coffin as emotional mum Debbie watched on. There were tears as memories of Jay were shared, also laughter as tips kept dancing and having fun played. A screen was placed outside the chapel as the graveyard became a sea of umbrellas as hundreds of mourners watched the ceremony. After the service, Jay's tearful brother, mum and dad Warren walked behind the coffin as it made its final journey for a private burial. It was an incredibly emotional end to his heartbreaking story that captured the attention of the world.
It's heartbreaking. We can clearly see Brad is much shorter than the other guys behind. And it just makes me wonder why it took him 11 days to talk. Is it because of the injuries? Why didn't they do more for Jay? Why didn't they protect Jay? Why does Brad always look like he's confused or he's dealing with some serious issues? And we've seen the injuries on his face. I could be totally wrong. Or I could be totally right. But when I see pictures like that, it definitely leads my mind to a cover-up and foul play. Brad was in a fight. The question is with who? Was it with Jay? Was it with someone else? He couldn't have just got intoxicated and tripped and got black eyes on both his eyes. This is the state that Brad, Brandon, Lucy May, Ayub and Rocky left Jay in. Ayub and Rocky are not his friends. He just met them that night. But what about Brad? What about Brandon? What about Lucy May? Did they set up Jay? Jay looks like he saw a ghost. Besides the fact that he looks very dehydrated, intoxicated, maybe on pills, allegedly. Not trying to say anything bad about Jay. I just want justice, the correct justice for Jay. So it's important to mention what we see. These are all speculations. I could be wrong. But I believe he looks like he saw something he didn't want to see. Something that shocked him, surprised him. I wonder if he saw Tom Hilton, or maybe he clocked on that he's being set up. Poor boy. Rest in paradise, Jay. You didn't deserve that, son.